Here goes nothing.
Intro music. Do, 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 do.
Credit to our intro music to Tyler Blunt. This is how we actually try to start a podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 5th In a Slice podcast, where we're talking about nonsense and mostly video games. This is October 16th. My name's Will.
I'm Nato.
And I'm Tyler.
We had a week off from the podcast. Tyler went on a vacation.
The bastard.
How was that vacation?
I loved it.
Was it bastardly?
I mean, I was away from you guys, so it was great. And from this hellhole. But it was good.
So where'd you go?
I mean, I went a lot of places. First, I went to Winchester Mystery House, which I know you've said you've been to, Will. Have you been there?
I've never been there.
Yeah.
Super spooky.
I've been there 3 or 4 times.
Was it?
Yeah, it was cool. It was actually kind of nice. You know, it's an old house. You kind of go through and see, and they like a guided tour and everything. It was really cool. Lots of pictures. The really cool part that I would have honestly walked by if it wasn't like pointed out to me that they have a, you know, it's Winchester, so you know the guns and bang bang, you know, kind of stuff like that. Gun that won the West, and they have a whole museum of all their weapons basically. So like kind of sitting there just like seeing like their process of all the weapons. And isn't yours the 1895 or something like that?
No, so I have a Marlin. I don't have a Winchester.
Oh, okay. That's why I sent a picture. I'm like, I think this was Will's, and like I took a picture, and I'm like, yeah. But it was really cool. Spent the majority of my day there. I've never been to San Jose before and everything like that. It's not bad.
Which is where I used to live.
Yeah. But one of the best parts is I sent a picture to you guys, and you guys saw, right, what I had for dinner that day, which was a burrito that was bigger than the size of my arm.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my god, it was delicious, and I want another one. That was the small version. They have a 5-pound bigger version of it. I can't remember. It was called the Iguana or something like that.
Iguana? What kind of place was this?
It's delicious. That's what it is. And I will be back for another one.
How do you eat 5 pounds of burrito?
I don't know. I don't think I can eat 5 pounds of anything.
I had to, like, we had a third of it when we were there. And we took it back to, I was staying with family. We ate third then, the second third of that. And then we woke up, like, first thing in the morning, we had it. It was a process, but it was a delicious process.
You didn't have the 5-pound version. You had like a 1-pound burrito.
I had next time I'm going big or go home.
See, now I can eat a 1-pound burger, so I could probably eat a 1-pound burrito.
I didn't say it was a 1-pound burrito, but it was. We put any burrito now I see puts everything to shame now.
You look at
I'm like this is nothing.
Look at Chipotle and be like,
I've done better.
You guys have anything bigger?
Yeah, every time I'm down in San Jose, I have to go to King Egg Roll.
I know.
Yeah,
you
it's
took
the best.
me there.
It's the best egg roll place. We've had them cater weddings and funerals.
Oh.
Ooh. But so, I don't know what I was saying.
Good job.
It's gone. I lost
Anyways,
my train of thought in a one-track
I went to
mind.
San Diego for one day, and
San Diego?
Or San Jose.
Okay.
I get those mixed up. Yeah, it's a small
This is
drive.
a long drive for one day.
Hey, that's not the most.
We're basically where I stayed was in Vacaville, where a lot of family is. So it's kind of like right there on the cusp of the Bay Area. So I went to San Jose for one day. Then I went to took the ferry to San Francisco off your suggestion.
How was that?
It was super nice, and then I realized that I get seasick really easily.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you get seasick, huh?
It's rough.
It was fine, but like because it's like almost an hour to get over there and everything like that, and like near the end, I was just like, oh god, wavy.
It was an hour-long ferry.
Give or take.
The bay is so small. So no, I've taken a ferry to Ellis Island from LA. That was, I think, about an hour and a half. It's a lot further.
Well, it was a 2-stop. They went to the.
They're basically like buses nowadays.
Yeah, it was crammed, but went there, went to Ghirardelli. We went to Boudin's, had some lunch there, had a bread bowl, which was delicious.
Of course, you
Clam
know all
chowder?
the touristy shit.
Oh yeah, I know. And then we.
That's what you do when you go to San Fran.
Yeah, it's starting to get old finally, but this is like my 8th trip there now.
Jesus Christ.
But the one thing I spent the majority of my day was we went to Alcatraz, which NATO been there?
Never been there. Always
It's
wanted
funny.
to go.
I've been to San Francisco probably 3 dozen times and never been to Alcatraz.
It's cool. It's like I I believe I talked about it in the last podcast about almost getting arrested going there.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
And
cover
everything like
that.
that. But when I went back there, it was kind of like I didn't remember really anything from it. Like I remember the audio tour, and it's like they kind of trying to immerse you with the talking and making sounds and stuff like that.
They
and
make
I'm like,
it kind of like time period-esque.
yeah. Well, it's actual interviews from the people, from
Oh,
prisoners
okay.
and from the security guards and or the correctional officers and everything.
Okay.
And it was just really cool. And then they kind of just like you pay like $45 to go over there, and they just kind of let you loose. You could do whatever you want. They have certain blocked off areas that are no longer safe after time and everything, but it's kind of cool. I would really recommend checking it out. But spent the whole day there. I spent a good 3.5, 4 hours there. And the best part about it is that, you know, the ferries only go certain times and everything like that. By the time we got back from Alcatraz, I dropped us off around Pier 39. I think it was like Pier 41 or something like that. It's the actual Alcatraz landing zone they use.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And give or take. And then I looked at the ferry schedule, and there was one ferry departing left to go back to Vallejo.
Oh,
It was leaving in about 25 minutes at the San Francisco port. So I went from Pier 41 to Pier 0 in 25 minutes.
that's a long walk too.
It's a long walk.
It was a
Yeah,
nice
run.
brisk walk, run, jog, you call whatever it is. I felt sick after it, and I got like blisters on my feet from it.
The fat guy jog.
Basically.
Yeah.
The last time I was in San Francisco, we went from Bubba Gump's, which is on like Pier 39, all the way to AT&T Park where the Giants play. And that was like it was more like 2.5 mile walk. And we did it in like a half hour
Yeah.
because the game was starting and we had to be there.
Yeah, but then spent that day in San Francisco, one day to kind of relax, and then went to Aftershock, which was awesome. Sold out both days, so about 30,000 people each day. Crammed into one small park with, you know, there was so much everything there.
I don't know. You didn't really explain. Aftershock is a huge rock concert that
Yes.
happens in Sacramento every year.
Yep. I mean, that was my 5th year going now. Out of the 7 that's been going for, I've only missed 2 years of it so far.
Has it only been going for 7 years?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Started in
know that
2011 or 2012. I can't remember. Something like that. I can't remember. It started around that. I started in 2013, but what's it called? It was so it's weird. Like the first day was like kind of like just an endless sea of people coming in and out and everything like that, and like I didn't kind of get your bearings down when you kind of go to do that. They give away like free monsters and everything like that, and you just kind of sit there and drink, relax, watch like 1 or 2 bands and everything like that. But I spent at least $350 on shirts. So
what'd you get? 3 shirts?
I got 4, maybe 5. I don't know. My black collection of shirts have just gotten more.
That's your entire collection.
That's good
Yeah,
because it's
that's-
all you wear.
I know. I mean, yeah. I mean, they don't. You were like, well, they should have had tie. They don't have tie-dye shirts there. It's all black. You get black, or more black.
Did they not even have like?
I think there was one red shirt.
I was gonna say because there should be other colors at least. Like,
No,
come on.
I mean, it's whatever the bands provide for them to sell. But
Yeah.
it was cool. Ran into a few people there, and everything like that, and you know, just had an awesome time. What?
Who had the best set?
The first day, I would say Godsmack is, hence wearing the shirt. Got to represent now.
Because everyone can see your shirt.
Yeah, I know. I kind of pointed out. And then Shinedown was there also. They were super cool. A whole marriage proposal happened to the crowd and everything like that when they were playing like Simple Man and everything like that.
Interesting.
Like, yeah, it's all. It was good. It was cool. The second day was a lot more crazy. Seether was playing, and I talked a little bit about Will about this, but I want to explain to you. So if you're going to a rock concert, do you think that people should bring their kids?
If they bring their kids, they shouldn't be like trying to cram their way to the front of the stage.
So that's what happened. I was watching Seether, which is kind of not heavy, but you can mosh, you can crowd surf, you can have a really good time with them. I've seen them a few times and everything like that. Me and my girlfriend were about 4th from the front. Okay, I mean, and we worked our ass off to get up there. And in front of us was a guy and his wife and their 4 or 5-year-old daughter. And like they're like, they had him on his shoulders, and she had like protective headphones on and everything. But like, people were like, "Are you sure you want to really be up here with her?" And they're like, "It's fine. Don't."
I mean, honestly, so you first told me this. You asked me that same question, and I went, "Well, I mean, okay, but if they pick them up, it should be fine."
Yeah, no, the kid was on the dad's shoulders.
Which sounds fine to me. It sounds like they're being relatively responsible. The kid's not like on the ground. Kid has protective hearing. Equipment on. This sounds like fine to me, actually.
So when the music started, and when a few hundred, maybe even a little more than 1,000 people started not caring about the world, and like the mosh pit literally opened up I got pulled into the mosh pit, basically. So people just slamming their full bodies into everyone and just having a good time. So the parents started freaking out. I don't know what they thought, that they're like, oh God, like that. So then me and like 3 other guys were like, all right, and we like put our backs to the bands and like pushed people away to make sure that they weren't going to run into these parents and their kid.
Because they absolutely would.
Yeah, no, people don't care. They're drunk half the time, and who knows what else. So
altered states of consciousness,
basically. But then it started getting out of control because we're like center stage, 4th from the row. The singer's right there. The whole band's right there. And then so people want to start crowd surfing. So there's people just jumping on and getting pulled around by the crowd. And so then we went from mosh pit control to crowd control we were grabbing people that were crowd surfing and just chucking them as hard as we can. I mean, 4 or 5 full-grown, males just throwing people left and right. And, and then like everyone was like screaming, there's a kid here. Come on, guys. I watched that kid get kicked in the face. That squared in the side of her face, like someone just like, I'm having a great time, and not thinking. You can't really control once you're up there, but that kid got kicked real hard. And then the parents pulled the kid down and made sure she was okay. She lost her headphones and this kid was crying and scared to hell. Parents took off after that, but I'm like, if you bring your kids, at least bring it to them. Like, you can enjoy the music from a distance.
I'm like, have you never gone to a rock concert before?
Yeah, and people had plenty of kids. I seen like within a year-old baby there. There was a lot of kids from all ages. Like I said, just don't have them in the crowd where your kid would be in danger.
If you see a mosh pit start breaking out, don't just stand there and go, "Oh, I'm standing here. How dare you?"
But
that's not how mosh pits work.
Well, I'm standing here. How dare you?
Oh yeah. It's but we that happened. Seether was awesome. We went and I saw Alice in Chains, which was awesome. System of a Down was the headliner that year. They were amazing. And I before recording this podcast, I showed these guys, but 30,000 people trying to leave the venue at the same time was amazing. And as an experience on its own, I got to feel like I was officially part of like a zombie horde.
I mean, the video you showed me was just, at one point, everyone decided to moan like a zombie at the same time while shuffling. So it looked like a zombie farm.
It was. We were just, and then, started singing, whatever came to mind. I tried to get everyone to start singing Baby Shark. No one took it,
I don't even know what that is.
Neither do I, really.
It's yeah.
I know it's a kid's thing. It's like a kid's, song from a show or something. I don't know.
But yeah, but after a few days I can go on and on about this, but just to summarize it, then I had Krispy Kreme the next day and drove back here.
I hate you so much.
It was delicious.
Yeah, I had it the last time I was down in Sacramento.
Oh, I also checked out the Sierra Nevada brewery. Super good too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You taste the pine trees?
I do love the taste of pine trees.
Yeah.
But no, he got wheat beer.
I got an old Chico. It's not bad.
But anyway, so right before you're leaving on your vacation, I was helping you, literally you're trying to leave on your vacation and stuff starts appearing, shall we say.
So last podcast, we were talking about my vehicle was stolen and getting ready to leave, and they found what was left of my vehicle.
The crazy thing is that we talked about it on the podcast.
And it's been a few weeks before we even talked about it. We just forgot to talk about it.
Yeah, I never want to bring it up because it's kind of a shitty situation.
Yeah.
But the day that we talk about it on the podcast, the next day, is when you got a call that they found it, which is kind of wild.
The only thing that bothered me and my only frustration with it was that so my vehicle was stolen on September 8th.
Was it the 8th?
The 8th.
Okay.
I looked back into this. So September 8th is when my vehicle was stolen. September 12th is when my bank account got compromised. On September 25th, it was found by the sheriff's department. I was informed by the police department that they found my vehicle on October 8th. So they literally went almost 2 weeks without telling me about my vehicle being found. So then when I showed up there, they're like, well, you got to pay all the impound fees for each day. So they had 2 weeks of impound fees accumulate. So they're like, well, it's going to be about $800, give or take, for you to get your vehicle out of impound if you wanted to.
Right, and so let me clarify here. While he's back looking at his car in
What's
the
left of
impound
it.
lot, yeah, what's left of his car, I'm standing there because I drove him there, hence because he doesn't have a car.
With my
I'm
crazy
standing
family.
there, yeah, with your crazy family freaking out, and also talking to a sheriff's department officer who happened to just show up there.
Who happened also not to be a quote-unquote officer.
Yeah, so
It was
they
like a
were
volunteer.
animal regulation hired by the sheriff's department. So she had a sheriff's department uniform. She was not an officer. She just had an animal regulation van. And she happened to show up there because one of her other duties was going to the impound lot and checking on all the cars' VIN numbers and license plate numbers there. So she told me that whoever found the car, whatever sheriff found the car on the 25th, 27th, whatever it was, never checked to make sure the plates that were on the car matched the VIN number. They checked the plates on the car. They came back as a car that was pretty much the same car as your car, and they never bothered to check the VIN. They just went, it's an abandoned car, tow it. And then she came back and double-checked the VIN to the plate number, and you were informed the same day that they found out it was actually a stolen car and not an abandoned car.
So
So I just wanted to clarify that it's still, somebody didn't do their job right, and then it took 2 weeks for you to actually find out your car was in an impound lot, which is really shitty. But they didn't, do it on purpose. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, no, it's just frustrating. Honestly, they stripped the tires, they just kicked it off the jack stands and just let it land on its brakes, basically.
Right, so all the people who stole the car actually stole, which is what you'd expect, tires, wheels, and the stereo head unit and the amp.
And the battery. They took the battery,
And
too.
of course a battery, but I mean, so they just stole exactly what you'd expect them to steal. But what happened afterwards is the really shitty part.
I'm assuming, but you can never assume with suck bags and the scum of the earth, but either after tearing apart what was valuable out of the car, they decided to go to town on it, or that some kids saw an abandoned vehicle and decided to go to town on it. So they smashed in the front windshield, they somehow broke off my steering wheel column.
That's the most perplexing situation.
Right, and did you ever see a picture of that?
I did, yeah.
So it's amazing. The steering column, inside of a steering column, there's a metal pipe that goes from the actual steering wheel itself down to the linkages down to the steering box. And the pipe itself was snapped in half. They didn't just take the steering wheel off the car, they broke the steering shaft in half somehow. I'm not sure how you do that. I don't think I could do it myself.
I don't know how you could do it in that car. I mean, you could do it with a sledgehammer probably, but
That's a Honda Civic that's
you
lowered
wouldn't
and small.
have the clearance to get a sledgehammer up and swing it down.
Right, which is what makes me, it's what makes me think that maybe some kids came on it in the woods in their truck when they're out boonie crashing, and they, went, what will happen if we tie the steering wheel up to the truck and try to drag it around, the steering wheel rips off or something like that. That's what makes me think it might have just been some kids out in the woods, because what would you do if you were 15, 16-year-old and you found a car out in the woods with no wheels on it and it looks abandoned?
Call it in.
I would look at it and go, that's not supposed to go there, and keep moving.
Actually, that's probably what I would do too, but I know plenty of kids that I went to high school with who would probably just smash it. My uncle's car was out in the woods, and somebody came along and found it parked in the woods, and they shot all the windows out of it with guns.
Yeah.
And shot holes in the doors.
When I was super young, we were taking a family trip to Wyoming, and my mom had I think it was an old Dodge Caravan that had transmission problems.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
Right, yes. So as we were going up one of the mountains, I want to say we were somewhere around Susanville.
Okay.
So as we were going up, the transmission decided it was done.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to park it in a just the first lot that we found. And the next day when they went up there to go get it, all the windows had been smashed, all the tires had been slashed.
Yeah.
And it was sitting, like, it wasn't even like, it was sitting in a parking lot.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so back to the topic about your car being stolen is now with probably $800 in fees to get your car back. If it was just tires, wheels, and the stereo we had to replace, honestly, you could get it back and it really wouldn't be that, not worth it. It would be worth it to get it back, I should say. But with all the vandalism that was done, it's just not worth it anymore.
No.
It's just a broken shell at this point with possibly a good engine and transmission in it.
It just makes me... Well, I mean, they at least siphoned all the brand new gas I put in it the night before. But it broke my heart seeing it. I mean, I learned to drive in that car. It was my graduation present from high school, from my family. It was, I went through a lot with that thing. And to say just bye just kind of sucked.
Yeah, it's, like I said, it's a shitty situation.
Yep, but now I got the fun process of now finding a new vehicle for myself. Which is a pain in the ass almost as much as getting my car back, I feel like. Oh, God.
Probably even worse because now you're out money for a long time because car payments are a thing.
Yeah, so trying to get that all situated and been fishing around and everything like that. I get to...
Ooh.
Professionalism.
I know.
And the lack thereof from Mr. Tyler.
Eh.
So,
There we go,
anyways,
fixed.
It's hilarious that all of your advertisements are car insurance and buying car stuff now.
So I have brand loyalty. Like my grandma had like two Hondas, except for the one I actually wrecked. That's a whole other story. But
We'll get into that some other time.
Yeah.
So like my grandma had a Honda, my mom had a Honda. My first car was a Honda. I'm like, I'm going to keep the Honda tradition. Like, it's just brand loyalty at this point. So I want a particular vehicle, so I'm being very picky about it. Might as well at this point.
I think so.
So, like, just to find a particular, car is
Well, you can just say it. You're looking for a Honda Civic.
Yeah. Basically.
And you're looking for either new or a year or two old used, right?
Basically. So now I get to have the fun. You're going to have to drive me down to either Sacramento or something like that for me to go pick one up here in the next few weeks.
Right, which is fun, but if you pay for gas and buy me lunch or something, I'm good with it.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh, Jim Boy's Tacos.
I'm good without...
Nothing
just
as
not
good
a
as
roach
that burrito.
coach, okay?
Chick-fil-A.
All right, we're supposed to be getting one here in town.
Yeah, they're going
That's
to put one
rumor.
in the mall.
That, and also we're getting another KFC now?
Yeah, they're putting that one
On Lake.
on Lake Boulevard.
I don't think anyone cares about our fast food.
I am excited about Chick-fil-A. Have you ever had Chick-fil-A?
No, and I'm not excited about it. I'm not even gonna go.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
I'll go once just to see what the
I
hubbub
just
is.
want a chicken sandwich.
I'm
guys
just
are
waiting for a
dorks.
B-dubs.
They were supposed to build them like 4 years ago.
I mean,
Right, but they
that's what
didn't
Famous
get like
Dave's became.
approval wherever they were trying to build it or something. I forget.
Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways,
But yeah, new car. Gonna go deal with that.
also the
Exciting stuff.
insurance is awful.
Getting insurance because my one thing I should have done is I should have had theft covered on my, but me, spend less money is better.
I mean, also to be fair, it was a car that on the open market's only worth like $2,000 to $2,500.
Yeah.
So getting insurance on it really isn't that worth it.
Yeah, it's just gonna suck from going paying $30 a month for insurance to pay $100 a month for insurance. It's gonna just really hurt my wallet a little bit for less fun stuff like going to Aftershock.
Yeah, and also not only that, you also are going to have a car payment of like $200 or $300.
Yeah.
So it's going to be $300 or $400 gone from your bank account every month instead of $30.
Exactly. But so anything I basically when I was on vacation I was more focused on the fun
Enjoying your
stuff.
life.
Enjoying life, not looking at that, except for looking at work emails occasionally, but you guys made fun of me for that apparently. But what did I miss? Like I literally went like dark for like news / video game anything.
So, quite a bit of Red Dead Redemption 2 news has come out in the past week.
So tell us about it, because I actually didn't look at it either.
Okay, so the thing I am most excited about is that Red Dead 2, if you turn your minimap off and talk to NPCs, they will actually give you directions for where you need to go.
It's kind of a nice
That's
touch.
pretty cool, because that's like an RPG type deal. I like that.
It's kind of a thing where normally I would see that and go, well, that is just kind of a waste of time for me. I need to know where I'm going so I can beat this game quick. But I think I'm actually going to play it with it off just to kind of immerse myself into that cowboy time period a little more.
Most I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it on and I'll be like, where the fuck is this thing? Fuck this, turn it back on. I can't find this.
Yeah.
I'll do for about 5 minutes of it. And then
I
I'll
see that
give up.
happening also.
I might play it for the first half the story and then get tired of it and turn it back on. But I see myself going, this is really...
Maybe on my second playthrough for, playing enough of the game, because I heard that it's, 60 plus hours, give or take, for the main story.
That's what they're saying.
Which just makes me think, GTA is about that long. The original Red Dead's about that long. It's been a long time since I've played it, but it's not a huge game, but it's not tiny either.
But I feel like that's going to be a second playthrough thing, is turning off the minimap. I'll know where everything is before I have a good generalization.
That's a good point.
But I think first way through, I'm just going to have the minimap and everything on there.
I only played through the first Red Dead story twice.
I think I've only gone through it
The
twice.
second one was hard for me, honestly.
I think I've only played it twice too. Also, they added the DLC Undead Nightmare. Did you ever play that?
No.
Okay, that was a fantastic DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah?
That was good.
I bought it.
That's when I actually came back to the game. I stopped playing it.
I bought a copy used, and I'm not a huge supporter of DLC.
I'm not either. If it's full game, that was basically 20 hours of story
Yeah.
with
Zombies.
new mechanics, and it was zombies, but it was interesting, and it didn't feel like, here's 2 new weapons. That'll be $15. It didn't feel like that type of thing.
I mean, I really hope they do another one of those, maybe, for DLC ideas.
And also, the another reason I never bought it is because A, it was never on sale for a game that was a few years old when I was playing it, and B, it was during the whole zombie hype train, and I just, oh god.
But
The only zombie game I've actually liked was The Last of Us. Which I'm
Left 4 Dead
excited
also.
for the new Last of Us too.
You didn't like Left 4 Dead?
No,
Really?
I did not.
Interesting.
I enjoyed the first one. Second one was eh.
It was the same thing.
It was just a copy paste, change 1 or 2 mechanics here, but that's about the extent of it. Yeah, I always played Zoe, the medic.
I like being Coach. Is that his name, Coach?
From the second one?
Yeah.
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 The burly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what else?
Also, so we go from cool news about Red Dead to the internet decides that Rockstar is a dumpster fire because the lead writer of Rockstar claimed that they were working 100-hour weeks.
Yeah.
100-hour work week in order to get this out on time.
Right, and I just saw Reddit exploding because of it, which I thought was hilarious. Reddit's exploding. I'm like, 100-hour work weeks. That's a really long work week, and then I just moved on. And well, it turns out what Tyler said to me later is he read he skimmed over a news article and he said that they were saying that the 3 people or 4 people working the writing team were spending 100 hours on it a week.
The leaders of the writing team nobody was asked. I think also with Telltale going under and then it coming out that people were working overtime and not getting paid for it.
I mean, they got screwed real bad.
I think the internet is on edge for that type of thing. So.
I've also heard that.
I
heard that EA was doing that a while back.
It
That was a long
happens.
time ago.
It happens in the video game industry where you have to crunch to get things out on time. Not just video games.
So I think it happens in every industry.
Any sort of entertainment industry for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you put a deadline, you have to make it, especially with a game or something like that. You have pre-orders, you have a lot of expectations.
Unless you're Square Enix.
Or unless you're Kingdom Hearts, and I'm still waiting.
That's what I mean. Square Enix makes Kingdom Hearts.
Still waiting. Just saying.
Oh, God.
But it's kind of I don't know. I mean, hopefully that them putting that much time into it, even though like that making it sound like 100 hours is not a lot, but hopefully that they put a lot of love into this game and everything like that, and it shows for it. And then they're like, yeah, we worked our asses off for it, kind of thing.
Right, because I'm not interested in the online play of Red Dead at all. I wasn't interested in GTA 5's online play at all either. I played the storyline once and messed around in single player a lot of the times and played online like probably an hour's worth total.
I might dabble in it, but I'm not too sure exactly.
Well, we're going to get a 60-hour single-player storyline, and then for the next 5 years, they're not going to do anything but pump online content into the game.
Exactly.
Which I'm okay with. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. I'm okay with having a story. Like, I'm happy there's going to be at least a storyline. And obviously, it's all speculation. We'll see what it's really like when it comes out. It
That
better
comes
be
out,
good.
what, next month?
It comes out October 26th.
Oh, okay. So, like,
Oh.
here in, like, 2 weeks or a week or so?
Exactly 10 days.
Same day that Fallout 76 beta releases, right?
Oh, yeah, and I'm excited for that.
Gotta go
You guys are... I
gotta
you
go
guys-
pre-order it.
You guys have the level of excitement for Fallout 76 that I have for Red Dead, which has replaced my excitement that Spider-Man had.
We are in that time of year where all the AAAs are coming out. It's the holiday season, so we're getting finally all the. I mean, I felt like we went through a pretty drastic drought for games.
Well, yeah, when we started recording podcasts, it was like, oh, what do we talk about? Because nothing was happening the first like 2 weeks.
Yeah, we had Spider-Man to talk about, and that was about it.
Yeah.
That was like the only game that came out. Well, that and Forza, which, oh god.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about what happened there?
I don't want to talk about it.
I
Let's
know
talk
you
about it.
I was on vacation for this. And
Yeah, so we decided, well, while Tyler's gone, NATO and I are the only two who care about racing games at all. And it was like, well, why don't we record a video of Forza Horizon 4? Is it 4 now?
Yeah. Forza
Which
Horizon
number
4.
it is.
It was, let's get our first impressions on it.
Right.
You've already put like 20 hours into the game, but I haven't. So.
Right. And so we start recording it. We record it. It's obviously not a very good video, but
I didn't think so either. I'm not overly upset that what happened.
Is it because I was gone?
I think so.
I didn't bring the entertainment.
I think so.
So anyways, we finished recording. We're like, yeah, that was not great, but whatever. Let's throw it up. At least have something to put up while Tyler's out of town. And
You're strong, independent men. Who
clicked-
needs Tyler to make content?
I click stop recording on the recording software, and it says Audacity has stopped working. And of course, maybe I shouldn't use Audacity, but it crashes, and the auto recovery tool doesn't work. It did save the audio, so it didn't disappear into the ether, but what it did was it saved it in 6-second files, and we recorded for about an hour. 50 minutes worth was the actual game. So recorded about 500 and some change clips of audio that if I want to put that video up, I have to stitch 500 clips of audio back together.
How far have you gotten so far?
250.
That's more than I would do.
I would have gotten through the first 5 and said, "Fuck it,
When
just
we
re-record."
when it happened, I think we both had the same idea of. I don't think it's worth our time to like focus on putting the audio back together right now.
Especially when it wasn't that neither of us thought it was a very good video to begin
No,
with.
well, we had some trouble with music. Like we didn't want to allow the copywritten music to
play. That's right.
So we missed the like opening. What do you call it? A showcase?
Yeah, the opening sort of cutscene that leads into the opening, like I want to call it a showcase
Tutorial?
event, but I'm not sure it's a showcase.
More or less, they're like, oh, here's this new car that's on the cover of the game. You drive it around. Oh, hey, look, seasons are changing, which is Forza Horizon 4's big thing, which is cool. It's very cool, but the whole time it was like had a song playing in the background, and
You couldn't turn it off right away.
yeah, you couldn't turn it off for the entire showcase at all.
Right. You couldn't turn it off until pretty much it told you, all right, here's your first car, and go do the stuff now.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I'm happy I missed all this.
Yeah,
You should be.
I'll probably still make that video. Honestly, I think I've got another about half hour of stitching the audio together if I sit down and focus on it.
It doesn't. It's not a lot of editing work either. It's just figure out where we started and figure out where we ended it.
Yeah.
I would keep all that in there anyway.
Well, we have to. The hard part is figuring out where to start it because we have to like cut certain bits of audio.
We did like 3 intros
Yeah, we did.
because we were not sure where to start it.
Because we kept going, well, wait, but some music is playing, so let's just start it a little bit later. And then we're going, well, but what if we just muted the audio from the game for a bit? And editing's hard work.
Sounds like a lot of behind the scenes BS.
All things aside, the game was super fun.
Right, I do love Forza 4. I haven't been playing the entire time Tyler was gone on vacation. I haven't played video games.
That's kind of weird.
I know. It is very strange for me. I pretty much don't play video games when I'm alone, which seems like it'd be the best time to play video games.
Yeah.
I get it.
Do you?
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where, like, it's fun for a little while, and then you're kind of like, oh, I got bored quick.
Yeah.
If you don't have a game that you are like on it, because you had already played it, what, like 20 hours before Tyler left?
It's true.
So you had already experienced a lot of what the game was.
Granted, I do like play a lot of PvP kind of stuff like that, so like kind of keeps me focused, and I don't get really bored. I just kind of like play. I'm like, I'll play a few matches. Oh, it's been 4 hours. Oh, why is my stomach hurt? I feel like I'm about to piss my pants here. Well, better take a break after this game.
So one
After
day
this
you're going to
match.
be that person who dies from not peeing for too long because you played video games all day.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
The way I want to go.
Yeah, that's
way
where
I
you
should
want to go.
I'm gonna go in a fiery ball of fire in my car at some point. So the same time your car got stolen, like a week later, my car broke down.
Oh yeah.
It's still sitting in my garage.
Like yeah. Yeah.
Ay.
But anyways, we started talking for a second. I wanted to kind of pull us back into it, but we were talking about Fallout 76, how it's coming up here pretty soon.
Ooh, yes, I am excited. I'm excited.
I did manage to kind of, while we were setting this up, I kind of poked around on the internet, and it looks like I don't know if embargo is kind of a good way of putting it, but everyone's allowed to now release the content that they've recorded of it.
Right, so they invited some YouTubers who were friendly to the Fallout franchise.
Slash, like, what would that be? Like, video game company news.
Right,
articles,
essentially.
Yada yada.
That sort of thing. They invited some people to do like a 3-hour demo of Fallout 76 and like a beta build, essentially a pre-beta build, an alpha build, I guess.
Yeah, they said they were playing on a build that was about 2 weeks old. So, like, it was kind of interesting. So, you know, like, but they also...
Either way, recently they allowed everyone to post their videos of it and start talking about it. And so we watched a video about it, and it sort of showed us what gameplay in Fallout 76 was going to be like.
And it looks like Fallout, and it makes me super excited.
Right, it
So
looks...
you guys have watched the videos that have been released?
We've watched one.
video
Okay.
that was about 20 minutes, and it was just a quick... YouTuber's like, here's a quick recap of my opinion. And he like posted his 3-hour long play of it, and like everyone's posting like, here's an hour of Fallout like 76. Because literally what they did is they put everyone on one server, handed them a controller, and said, you got 3 hours starting now. Go. And then basically, and everyone just kind of scattered to the wind and did their own thing. You know, some did like missions, some just went exploring and everything like that. But it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it looks a lot like Fallout 4.
Which I enjoyed the game a lot.
Yes. So now, it's funny enough, I haven't played any Fallouts before Fallout 4. That was my first Fallout.
Fallout 3 all the way. It's my favorite.
That's what everyone usually says. That or
you
Vegas.
like New Vegas.
New Vegas is my favorite, yeah. I think that's got more to do with California than anything else, though.
But isn't Fallout New Vegas built on the same engine as 3?
Yes.
So, I mean, same game, essentially. Just different setting.
Yeah, just
Yes.
different setting.
Sort of like Skyrim.
What do you mean, how it keeps coming out? It won't
No,
die?
I just meant that it was on the same engine as Fallout 3. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
I think so.
They sure seem similar.
I think so. I know one of those was. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Anyways, I'm super excited. I need to go pre-order it before we can get the beta, because that'll be coming up here soon. We can kind of get a first look at it too.
Yeah, we
So-
can do that. I'll pre-order it as well. I'm at this point. I've resigned that I'm going to buy it immediately when it comes out if I don't pre-order it. So
stay
there's only some games I'm willing to pre-order on that topic.
So yeah, that'll be something that people can maybe keep an eye out for. Also, we will post something about that too. A kind of a first look also.
Well, don't make promises we can't keep. Last podcast, I teased first look at Forza, and that did not go well. So
Again, I bring the entertainment, so
yeah. I think he describes us as his producers.
yeah, I do. I just got that.
the talent, is that what you have?
I wouldn't say talent because I don't have any, but anyways, moving on. All right, guys.
Look, not having a talent sounds like a talent.
Okay, real quick, there's a
Okay.
topic I want to get into, but before we get into that, because Tyler has told me that he's the video game bully. He's a super big fan of.
Yes.
Rumors, whispers, the internet's making noise. Casting calls for Bully 2.
I mean, I would buy if they announced it. I would. Again, I'm not a big pre-order kind of guy. Like, I think Fallout 76 is my first pre-order since, again, Master Chief Collection. That was, what, two years ago?
4 years ago?
Give or take? Something like that? It's been
And
a
that
while.
bit us hard.
Well, I've known
That-
you guys for 3 years, and it came out before I've known you guys.
Yeah,
It
so-
came out before I lived in Reading.
Yeah, I'm just behind the times, I
I
guess.
lived in Reading for almost 4 years, I think.
More or less, Master Chief Collection was my final straw. I haven't pre-ordered anything since then, but Fallout 76 is the only pre-order for beta, because why not? Because since we're doing stuff like this. But if they announce Bully 2, I'm going to just pre-order it. I love that
So
game.
what's Bully?
So Bully...
We explained this last time to you.
The original
we did.
game Bully was a prep school in, I would say, somewhere in the Northeast.
Yeah.
It had a very Northeast kind of vibe. But you're a prep school, and you're
Was it wet
A
and
troubled
cold all
child.
the time?
kind of, yeah. Yeah, you're an asshole. Basically, you're a kid that's an asshole.
Huh.
And you run around this prep school.
Bullying the hell out of people.
Yeah, you get into fights with greasers. I don't really remember it because it's
The
been a while
nerds,
since
the
I
jocks.
played it. Yeah.
What console was it on?
PS2.
Was it
So-
PS2?
PS2 and
I think Xbox.
original Xbox?
I think I played it on the Xbox 360, but I don't know.
I
Well,
think they
360
ported
was
it.
backwards compatible, wasn't it?
Right, yeah.
I think they ported it over, but I think it released originally on the PS2. I wouldn't quote me on that, but I remember playing the hell out of it on the PS2 back in the day. But I had so much fun, so many wedgies and boogies and
Well, it's very similar to kind of a not as adult Grand Theft Auto.
basically it's GTA for kids.
Yeah, kind of.
Minimal swearing and like I think there was like no actual swearing. Honestly, there was no like fuck this or anything like that. It was like kind of like really toned down GTA for kids, and I think that's kind of what they were shooting for.
See, now that's what Kingdom Hearts is to Final Fantasy, and I don't really enjoy Kingdom Hearts very much.
Don't you talk to me like that in that tone of voice?
I'll talk to you in that tone of voice however I want.
Not with that horror kind of mouth.
I've got no response.
Kingdom Hearts is life. I will stab you.
Suck bag.
Anyways,
So it
threats aside.
it released in October of 2006 for the PlayStation 2, and then it re-released for the Wii and the Xbox 360 in 2008.
That was 12 years ago.
I feel old.
Did you say 2006?
Yeah, that was not 12 years ago, was it?
It's 2018, NATO. Wow.
But Bully 2 would be cool. I mean, I feel like Rockstar would be on a roll at this point.
I don't see them releasing any games for the next 5 years after Red Dead 2.
Yeah, they're going to do the same thing as GTA 5, where it comes out and they just keep adding online content forever.
I mean, that's how they make money.
I don't, they're making money and we're not losing anything in single player we're not getting as many games, but when they come out, they're always good. Like
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last Rockstar made game that I haven't enjoyed.
What do they make other than GTA?
They used to make Midnight Club.
So I haven't played
I
that.
never played Midnight Club is fun.
Yeah.
GTA, Bully, Red Dead.
And it's kind of the same formula, just a different setting.
That Dan Houser guy writes all the stories for everything.
Yep.
Exclusively for he doesn't write for anything other than Rockstar.
Really?
Yeah. They locked him in quick, which was a good idea. But also, talking about video game stuff, also the Resident Evil trailer, we watched that right before this recording. Did you guys like it?
So we should clarify, it was a gameplay trailer that just launched.
The Liquor trailer showed Claire running around getting chased.
I hate gameplay trailers, and I hate how video games handle gameplay trailers. just the entire time watching the trailer, I was going, "Why are you playing the game like that?"
Jesus Christ, man. Calm down.
I was upset. Okay, and I just ugh.
The only thing I don't like about it is like where she's like walking and there's a dramatic turn like and you're looking at the wall for a good 5 seconds and then it turns and there's nothing there. I'm like, why did you kind of do a dramatic like stare at the wall?
Yeah.
Or at the final end of the trailer where she's fighting them and everything like that. And she's like, I have a machine gun, bang bang.
Oh, I know, right? She had like
Bang,
an
bang, bang.
Uzi or something, and she'd fire like 3 shots, and then run away for a second, then turn around and fire like 2 shots, and then run away, and then, oh no, I'm out of ammo, and it's like,
Yeah. But I gotta say the modeling of the liquor was awesome. That's like
It looks
had
fantastic.
had a nice behind.
yeah, I know that was your first comment on that.
It was like, ooh, look at that booty. And then it was like, oh god, the brain, that's hilarious.
It had like a full brain on top
Yeah.
of its head. It was weird.
Oh, it was silly.
It looked like the aliens from The Simpsons.
Yeah. Or when Mars attacks.
Or when Mars Attacks, yeah.
But I putting it aside from them trying to make it a trailer, I'm just every time I see that game, I get so excited.
It looks good.
It does look good. I'm not that excited because I was never a fan of Resident Evil to begin with.
Oh yeah. I still have my original disc still. It's like a trophy at this point, just sitting.
It also releases at a very good time.
It's
Because
kind of right.
does
right
anything
after
else release?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts, Cyberpunk is supposed to be... No.
Cyberpunk's never coming out.
That's a good point. It's never coming out.
So changing gears because I'm kind of just Resident Evil. Battlefield 5 also released a trailer. Unfortunately,
Story mode trailer.
yeah, unfortunately the trailer didn't make me excited. Like I'm excited for Battlefield 5, but I'm not excited for that trailer.
Yeah, I mean you're going skiing down the Alps.
Yeah, right. We're doing
Like
James Bond.
yeah.
Someone had a fez. I was excited about the fez. Okay?
Yeah, and then you had to point out what a fez was to me.
Yeah, because you didn't know what a fez was.
I didn't.
And then you're like, oh, it's the Indian hat. Like, oh my gosh.
I don't know. I thought you were talking about cars because it showed like it was the shot the car like part, and you're like, oh, they have a fez. I'm like, I guess that's a World War II style vehicle. I was so confused. I don't know.
But anyways, the point is it showed that they're doing similar storyline stuff to what Battlefield 1 had, where they have war stories, little blips.
Which I'm okay with.
Right, that was actually really fun. But it didn't really tell you what anything was going to happen. It didn't show off, like, oh, that's the Desert Fox, or you didn't see anything recognizable.
I am super excited that we will be doing like fighting in Africa. Like games always overlook that conflict a lot. I notice.
Yes.
And I'm super excited that they're actually going to go there.
So my favorite old World War II game was Medal of Honor European Assault. Did not overlook Africa. Even though it was called European Assault, there was an Africa campaign in it. And that was a lot of fun.
Okay, so I didn't play any of those when I was so, but it just one thing I'm kind of noticing that they didn't really point out anything in the Pacific Front, which is also another thing I feel like is kind of overlooked a lot.
Now that is overlooked in every World War II game I've ever played. Is I've never been on the Pacific Front in any game.
They had I think a Call of Duty. They had World at War. They had a good portion
They
of the
did.
game.
I've mentioned before, but Medal of Honor
Medal of
had Rising Sun,
Mm-hmm.
which
Okay.
was Pearl Harbor, and then just the Pacific fight, I guess.
Yeah,
the
the
Pacific,
Pacific Theater.
campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it just, I wonder if they're gonna add that in DLC. But I don't recall them ever adding any story modes in Battlefield 1. Correct? It was just maps.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't add anything single player.
Yeah.
On topic of the war in Africa, General Patton going to be in the game?
We don't know.
I want General Patton to scream at me from the seat of a tank. That's all I want.
But it was frustrating because the story mode trailer didn't show anything except for like little snippets of action sequences, and it was like, okay, this is boring.
Also, I'm super excited. Like it looked at the very end, it showed like a plane section, kind of like that. I really want to do like some dogfighting with bombers and stuff like that. Kind of like how they did in the first one.
maybe doing like, hopefully the bombing of maybe like that end of the world wars,
So,
Japan, yada yada. Or
well, there's plenty of. You think they'll touch that, huh?
maybe. I mean,
I don't know
why
if they'll
would they
touch on that.
Why
That's
not?
because they might want to avoid that. It's a very controversial subject.
That or maybe hopefully like what was it? The average lifespan of a British pilot was what? 2 missions or 5
Yeah,
missions?
it was like they were expected to survive 1 flight, maybe. It
Right.
was
But
Sign me up.
right.
Oh my god.
Let's join the Royal Air Force.
what's left of it? But speaking of flying, there's a funny story that I read also a few days ago about an emotional support squirrel and a lady getting dragged off the plane with it.
So no, I just want to say first of all, an emotional support squirrel.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm just imagining the emotional support I could receive from a squirrel. Look, it's so cute and fuzzy.
I mean,
That's all I can think of.
I'm okay with my emotional support peacock, but squirrels that's where you draw the line.
Where do you get an emotional support peacock?
Someone did.
Look, I'll take a dog as emotional support. I'll accept a cat as emotional support. Beyond that, I don't know.
Certain flights now allow miniature horses now as a emotional support animal.
Why do you want a miniature horse on a damn plane?
That I agree
It's gonna
with.
shit everywhere.
I love miniature horses, but I don't know that I want one on a plane. That's a
But-
good, valid point.
Have you ever met a miniature horse? They're assholes.
I've seen them, but I've never exactly met them. I didn't
Assholes.
say, hey, how are you?
But
My name is William. Oh, your name's Sniffles? That's nice.
Sniffles, the miniature
okay,
horse.
but back on track. So what happened is that she was on Frontier Airlines, and they
that was her first mistake.
yeah.
Was
And
it? I don't know.
Have you ever flown on Frontier?
No.
Leaves much to be desired.
So more or less, she had a 11th week old squirrel, and that was her emotional support animal. And they told her no, and this is after boarding and everything like that. They said no about it, and she threw a fit, and they told her that she had to leave. Yeah, they were just gonna put her on a different flight, yada yada, and she refused to leave. So they had to basically get security / the police involved and drag her off. They were gonna take the squirrel from her, this and that, and she was freaking out, and they basically had to just like pull her off the plane. It's just like,
She's lucky it wasn't Delta.
yeah,
They turned the squirrel into ground meat and then
serve it on the flight.
just served it to her while she was in chains in the back of the plane.
But she's planning on like suing and all this and that about it. She's like going full on ballistic about it.
Okay, I'm going to be honest here. I kind of side with the airline on this one. Like, you don't need your squirrel. You really don't. It's a squirrel. I mean, so they do allow animals on flights in, like, cages
Under the plane?
under the plane.
Ultra Delta. All right, I'll stop.
Oh, my goodness.
But anyways, is that all you have to say, or were you...
I don't understand why you would want to have a squirrel around you at any point. Have you ever met a squirrel?
They're assholes.
They are assholes. Oh my god.
They're cute.
Yeah, until they get when they can attack
They're also bitey.
Yeah, they bite and scratch, and I trust them as far as I can kick them.
You can kick them far.
I know. The further away, the better.
I had a
That's the more
dog.
trust.
I had a dog that would hunt squirrels when I was younger.
To be clear, the Innislice podcast does not condone the kicking of squirrels nor any other furry creatures.
Don't you tell me how to live my life. What I do in my free time is my own business.
Oh my gosh.
God.
She should have had it in her hat like a Ratatouille.
I need an emotional support squirrel now.
What
I
about
will slap you.
What about your cat?
I hate my cat.
Your
He's
cat
an
is
anti-emotional
Yeah, I was
support
gonna say your cat is the opposite of what an emotional support animal is.
Did I tell you what I came back to after driving and going on vacation? I opened up the door with all my stuff. Will was there. He opens up the door, ironically, we meet at the house at the same time, and we open up the door, and I start putting myself in the living room, and I look at my slippers, and the cat
Shit in them?
pissed all over him,
Okay.
and then shedded, like there was just fur all over it, like over this one slipper.
He tarred and feathered your slippers.
He's like, "Welcome back." Like,
It's funny because it wasn't there earlier that day. I left the house for like 2 hours and happened to get back the same time as you got back from vacation. And the cat had pissed in your slipper and just like put hair on top of it.
yeah, like he tried to cover it up with like his hair.
So who was he mad at?
I don't know. I mean, it was his slipper,
I know,
not
but
mine.
was he getting back at you for leaving him for 2 hours? Or
Maybe.
was he getting back at you for leaving him for a week?
I'm always the victim in this.
This is true.
It is so true.
I have seen many, many times Will grab the cat and like
Like not.
fluff its face and like piss him off and then set him down and he runs right to you and starts biting and clawing.
I have scars for life from
It's
this
my
animal.
favorite thing. It's my favorite thing. It's the only thing the cat does that, like, is actually emotional support for me.
Torches Tyler.
Tortures, yeah,
Yep.
tortures me.
I torture the cat and the cat tortures Tyler.
Jesus Christ. But anyways, my misery aside,
So let's transition here. We've been talking about video games the whole time. How about movies? Didn't you say there was a movie or two that are coming out that you're excited about?
are you talking about the Hellboy thing?
Yeah, I don't comic
Oh.
book thing.
Oh, well, yes, Hellboy is comic, but so they just released Comic-Con, I think it was New York Comic-Con, I believe. But they had some footage that they showed there. It's obviously not on the internet. They're being very vigilant about it, but they released I think it was Entertainment Weekly of what Hellboy will look like, and he looks fucking badass. Have either of you seen the picture of him yet?
Yeah, you were showing it to me before you left. It's
It looks different than the first movie that I watched. I watched one Hellboy movie. I don't know which one it was.
kind of cooler.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it looks cooler.
that's what he looks like. Just to give anyone. But I'm showing Will what it looks like. It looks similar, but they're taking a very dark story from the comics and incorporating it into the movies, and it's really, really one of my favorites. I would say about out of all the Hellboy comics I've read and everything like that. It was like a really good chunk, and I'm happy that they're putting it on the screen finally.
Will Ron Perlman be involved?
I don't think so. I think they think that they got a new actor for him, and they also got a new director. I can't remember who directed the first one. What was this?
Comics.
It's a good question.
I don't know.
I
Anyways,
don't know who directed it either. On the subject of Ron Perlman, Fallout 76, think he's in that?
who?
Ron Perlman?
Who?
I don't.
So I don't know
What?
who Ron Perlman is.
Why did you do this to me? You broke my brain.
I wasn't prepared for this.
Okay, Ron Perlman. I'm trying to think of it. He is always the War Never Changes in the Fallout
okay.
games.
Oh, okay.
Of course, he's gonna be in it.
I'm trying to think of what he's in that you've actually seen. Have you ever seen Sons of Anarchy?
Nope.
Okay. He's in a lot of stuff. I just can't think of anything right now. Not that it matters.
Oh, okay. Point at my
to
phone.
the
Sure,
to
I'll-
the internet. Point at your phone to the
Okay.
internet. What is Ron Perlman in?
We'll do this again.
Yeah, this is exciting for the no listeners of our podcast.
Well, once a week, we
Look at that majestic
scour the
face.
internet to go through somebody's entire career.
Have we done that every time?
I don't know.
We did it for what was that? Who
I
was
was,
that?
Some video game guy,
It
wasn't
was
it? Voice
Nathan
actor?
Fillion, was it?
no, it wasn't
No.
Nathan Fillion.
Well, Nathan Fillion's just Firefly.
Keep
The rest
talking,
of it doesn't
guys, I'm
matter.
still
It's all
looking.
crime shows.
How dare you disrespect Castle like that?
Look, they're not British crime shows, so I don't care.
Okay, he was in the show called Castle. I don't know why we're talking about this. We're just killing time for Tyler.
It's
He was-
true.
He was in the
Keep
show
going.
called Castle, where he was a crime novelist,
Okay.
and he followed around a detective in the NYPD.
I've seen clips of it, and it's funny because Nathan Fillion is hilarious.
He's hilarious, and everyone on the show had good chemistry. It's kind of in the bones, kind of. It's
Okay,
a good
yeah.
show, but if you watch too much of it, you'll never watch it again.
I've seen Bones because one of my best friends in high school loved Bones.
Bones is a good show.
It's okay.
It's a good show.
Bones.
Okay.
Digression here. There is a new show called The Rookie, where Nathan Fillion is a rookie cop, and it looks like they were like, "Hey, what if in Castle, if he wasn't a writer, he was a cop?" It's got to be the same show.
Is it really?
It's got to be. It looks exactly the same. Like they just like, oh, instead of working with this person, you're working with this person now. Also, you're wearing a cop uniform, but that's about it. I haven't seen it. I could
Well,
be trashing
I'm
it.
so
for
sorry,
nothing.
but you're not gonna know anything he's in.
Oh yeah?
Oh, he Halo 2, Lord Hood.
Who?
Lord Hood.
Who?
Yep. Here we go.
My God.
I don't remember. Look, I don't even remember
Lord
that.
Hood is the admiral in Halo 2 that gives Master Chief Johnson and Miranda Keyes the medals. He's the
Why would I remember that guy?
super old guy.
What?
Picture. Oh my God, Will. My brain hurts.
He's got a big mouth. like it's proportionally to his body. It's like
He's got a big mouth.
that's just bigger than the rest of his face. That's obvious.
Lord Hood.
It's old guy
Yes.
wearing a navy uniform.
My head hurts. All right, guys, let's cut it here. My head hurts too much. I can't handle this.
This is how we're gonna end it with Will not knowing an actor.
No, tune in next week. Maybe
To
we'll
Will not knowing
figure out-
another actor.
Oh my God, just stop.
You know I don't know actors.
You don't. Yeah, you don't.
No. Name a famous actor.
No, just no.
Come on.
The silence.
Come on.
There's Will Smith. I don't know.
Okay, I know who Will Smith is.
Everyone knows who Will Smith is.
Donald Trump is a famous actor.
He is?
He's acting as our president.
Oh.
All right. Just say bye.
Okay.
Yeah, let's keep it out of the politics.
I am NATO. This has been the worst joke of the week, and this is how we end the podcast. Thanks for listening.
Bye. Fuck.
That went off the rails so fast.
I tried to stop it, you guys wouldn't. How do you stop this stupid thing? Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you like this podcast, you can find us on YouTube and iTunes at In a Slice, on Facebook at In a Slice Official, and Twitter at In a Slice Podcast. Thanks to Kevin Macleod for providing the outro music Fearless First, and you can find it on incompetent.com.